Hey everybody, Steve here at AutoHitch.com, and I was asked by a couple people, what about Truecar? What is up with Truecar? So today's video is going to be about what is up with Truecar. Now I actually started looking around. I figured, hey, if some people are asking me about this, let me see what is out there. And I have noticed that a lot of information is out there is very dated, and products and services like Truecar, and especially Truecar, have changed a lot just over the last few years, much less if you're watching a video or reading something from 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, you need some updated information. So what I'm going to try to do today is do something that's not really thorough and lengthy. I'm trying to avoid that, although I want to be thorough and definitely give you a ton of information. I want to try to avoid like the 20-30 minute videos where I just drone on, and I definitely have a tendency to do that. So what I'm going to try to do is just give you like a synopsis of Truecar, and what I really want to do, the goal of this video is going to be that you'll know by the end of it, is this something I want to use? Is this something I don't want to use? I don't necessarily want to demonize or praise the product or service. I want to try to avoid that. I just want to supply you with the information so that you can make the best decision for you. Okay, so that's the goal of today's video. So let's dive into Truecar, what it is and what it might and might not be able to do for you. Okay. The first thing that I want to actually get into with Truecar is going to be a video that I was able to find. Now you can see down here in the views, 52 views. Okay, it isn't a very popular video, and you are one of the only people along with me to actually watch this thing. But this section right here is going to be very informative, because if you're thinking about Truecar, it's probably because of the pricing system, right? So you want to know, is this pricing system, is it going to give me a good deal? Is it going to give me a fair price? It may be all over the board for you, but it's about the price. So what I want you to do is listen to this right here. I'm going to roll this in a second, and this is going to give you a lot of insight about Truecar and how they get the price to you.
Contrary to popular belief, Truecar does not set pricing for dealers. Dealers individually set their pricing on Truecar based on their strategy and their market. So we have a dealer pricing tool. It's called a dealer portal, where you can go in, buy, make, model, trim, price your vehicles. You basically tell us, hey, how much money you want to make above or below invoice. And we'll take that price offset from invoice and translate that into a price for a consumer. It's really that simple.
Okay, so to sort of put that in layman's terms for you, what this gentleman is actually saying, or I guess you could say admitting to, now he's actually speaking here, if you see these people, these are car dealers or car dealer representatives, and what he's saying to them as he's trying to get them into the Truecar system and sell them on Truecar system is, hey, we're not setting the price for you. We're not going to tell you what you're going to do. We're not going to negotiate, come in and tell you what you should do. We're just going to sit back. You're going to tell us what your strategy is for the month, how you want to make money based on your invoice price. So you're going to reveal that information to us, right? Kind of that insider information. You're going to reveal that to us, but we're going to get clever and we're going to get crafty with our marketing and our advertising to get the people in based off of that. So we're not going to go out and get them a special deal. We're just going to make them feel warm and fuzzy inside about what we're getting them. But it really, at the end of the day, is just the dealer saying, this is my price, go send it out there to get me customers. And if you just break it down and simplify things, what is that? That's advertising. That is all it is. They're saying, this is my price, let me go out and get some customers based on it. Okay, that's advertising, and that's what Truecar is really doing. Now, is that really to say that it's not going to help anybody, that it doesn't benefit anybody? I don't believe that's necessarily true either, okay, because there is a significant portion of the population, and another misconception that we need to get into around Truecar and around even when it comes to the consumers and the type of people that use Truecar is that not everybody's out there looking for the absolute rock bottom, lowest, best price ever so they can tell their friends and everybody can say, I've never seen or heard of a price that great before. Not everyone's in that boat, okay? What a lot of people, what most people, and what companies like Truecar will tell you is that there's so many people out there that don't care for the absolute best price, that all they want is to know they got a fair price, okay? They don't need something they can be proud of that is better than anybody else paid for. What they want to get you is a price that you aren't afraid to tell people you paid, Okay, that's what they service, and I've actually heard stories of them and seen quotes and everything from them, from executives and people saying that to public, say, hey, why don't you try to get a little bit better for them? Why don't you try to advance this and really start getting deals for people again like you used to way back in the day? And they say, hey, our numbers and our studies show that people don't really need that. So you know what, we're doing well right now, just kind of doing this, and getting people, a little bit of whatever, doing some creative marketing, advertising, people feeling good about what they get with us, and that's all we're really going to do. So, is that bad? Well, no. If they're providing something people want and people feel that they're being helped by it, well, I mean, that's a business, right? They're providing a service people want, people feel good about it, that's a business. And of course, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily feel good about it, and they say, well, I just asked another dealer and I was able to get a better price. Well, okay, but then you're negotiating, right? So you're not doing the Truecar system, and that's not their consumer. You have just now stepped out of being their target consumer. So that's really what Truecar is. So if your expectation with Truecar, if you've come to this video and you're thinking about Truecar.com as something where you're going to get this insider pricing, you're going to get this rock bottom great bomb deal, it's just not going to happen, okay? Essentially what Truecar is going to give you is invoice pricing. Okay, they're going to kind of get you around the invoice pricing with most dealerships, and truthfully, you might be thinking, okay, well, that's really good, right? Starting out at invoice, I mean, that's amazing. That should be a deal. Well, 20, 30 years ago, that was a deal. Now it's really not that much of a deal. Now dealers kind of assume they're starting near their invoice pricing. That's why if you go back to the video, the gentleman says, tell us what you want to make, around your invoice, right? Tell us if you over or under your invoice, because that's where the dealers kind of start factoring in, I'm going to be probably around my invoice. I want to be a little bit over it, obviously, but just the way things are today with all the competition and the internet just being so transparent with the pricing, that dealers kind of expect to be around their invoice. So where they make their money are on the window etchings and the tint and adding, add-ons and this and that, and selling you the gap insurance and all these other things. Okay, that's where they've put their focus on making money. Service department. Okay, we can go on with all the ways that a dealer makes money today, but it's not so much on those margins anymore. Okay, that Truecar is kind of targeting you to get. Okay, it's in. That's where your focus is, because that's the way it's always been. And if you read a lot of things, that's the way it kind of still is, and the way a lot of people focus. And you shouldn't be focused on that anymore, okay? And once you kind of stop focusing on that, you might put less on Truecar and say, I don't need to use it because it's not getting me anything I can't get on my own. And that's one of the big contentions about it, is it really doesn't get anything that you can't get on your own just by calling 2, 3, 4 dealerships and just shopping. Right? It's car shopping. And if you go to one place and get something, you're not really shopping. Now, we at Auto Hitch, and this is shameless plug time, what we at Auto Hitch do is we actually do shop for you. It's just us shopping instead of you shopping. But we also feel that, hey, it's going out and getting multiple dealerships involved, not necessarily pitting them against each other, right? Because that's not the goal. And not everyone, and if someone wants to do that, they're going to do that on their own. They don't need to pay someone else to do that. If they want to get 7 or 8 dealerships involved in a bidding war, they probably enjoy that, and we don't want to rob them of that. But our client is kind of like the Truecar client, but it just acknowledges that, wait a second, if this is the starting point, let me see what else I can get out there that benefits me. Maybe I'm shopping at the end of the month, and maybe the other Truecar shopper is shopping on the 10th of the month. Well, if I'm shopping at the end of the month and I come across a dealership that needs to sell the vehicle that I'm looking for to hit some sort of volume mark, right, to make a big bonus or something, I don't want that Truecar price. I'm going to want to shop. I'm going to want to find that dealer as just sort of a regular buyer so I can get that dealer's amazing offer, because they don't really care about what they're going to make on me on that car. They're going to hit some sort of bonus mark for the month or the quarter or even the year. And that's the benefit to them. And I'm not going to get that deal if I walk in there with a Truecar certificate. And I'll tell you right now, you are absolutely not going to get that deal, because if you walk in with a Truecar certificate and you hand that to them and say, hey, this is what I want to do, let's go, ready to go, they're not going to say, hey, by the way, we're just letting you know we're going to make so much money selling this car, hitting our volume, that we're not going to take this Truecar certificate. We're going to throw you an extra bone. They're not going to do that, right? So you need to be able to shop around to find those kind of deals. All right, so just let's close this out a little bit here. And the thing was, is like I said, I didn't really need to go in a big tutorial. I just kind of needed to play this for you, and that would give you so much insight into this. Now, why I started doing this video, I'm actually doing something for a customer for autohitch.com. Okay, you're going to see, this is the first screen you're going to see. Sorry, I'll just walk you guys kind of through this lightly here. This is the first screen you're going to see when you go to truecar.com. Okay, and it's going to be your market averages, your retail price, and your $4,000 off MSRP. And let me show you guys something real quick. Actually, let me pull this up right here. These are from my phone. So I was using the Truecar app on my phone, and I was also using, where are they? I was also using Edmunds. Okay, so this is from the Truecar app, and you'll remember this vehicle. This is the vehicle right here. Okay, so I was using this on the Truecar app, and you'll notice here, MSRP $78,285. Your true price $74,097. Okay, now let me pull up. Edmunds also has, and if you've gone over some video tutorials or anything like that, you'll notice that a lot of people leaving reviews are going to compare Edmunds. They're going to say visit Edmunds and Truecar, visit Edmunds and Truecar, because they have all this data about actual sales, and legitimately they do. Okay, so I was pulling this up just for research purposes. I don't necessarily use this because I believe more in the shopping, right? The market's going to decide for me. The market's going to decide for my clients. 3, 4, 5 dealers are going to be able to tell me what the best price is for the car over any computer system, any day of any week, of any year, of any millennium. All right, you let the market decide. That's how you get the best price. That's how you actually get the most fair price, and you can walk away more confident than ever. I think if a computer tells you a price, you're going to be so confident. But if you know that, you know, you went to several dealerships and you walked away, you know, you ended up at the one that had the best experience and the best atmosphere, and maybe they weren't the absolute lowest price, but they were pretty darn near there, and they worked with you, and they dropped the pricing down for you. If you do that, I think you are more than confident in any computer system that you got a fair deal, you got a good deal, and maybe even, heck, a great deal, right, depending on the factor. So let me show you this right here. If I can get these screens kind of side by side. Okay, remember we covered this, 78,285, 74,097. Now look at what Edmunds is showing, right? Average paid 73,242, and you can see it's the exact same car. This is Delray Buick GMC, Delray Buick GMC. Okay, this is the exact same car, ladies and gentlemen. And if you look at this just on the surface, just as a regular car buyer, like, wait a second. You know, Truecar here is giving me their true price. Now, this is, granted, this is after this, right? Because this is what you'll get up front before you give them contact information and before your phone and your email start blowing up. They don't give you the Truecar price. So you have to click here, go through everything, and then you get to this screen where you get your true price, and they break down a bunch of stuff. Okay, but going back to these, you're like, well, wait a second. If I went through all that, I sent out all this contact information, all these dealers, just to get a price that is higher than what I could walk in with Edmunds. I can print this out or have this on my phone, take it into a dealership and say, hey, look at what Edmunds is saying. This is the average price paid. Hook me up. Well, let's break this down a little bit, okay? The true price, first of all, to be fair to them, to be fair to Truecar, okay, involves some of these other things. So they start listing the fees, all right? A document fee of $700, the electronic filing fee of $100, wheel locks and nitrogen in the tires, okay? You know, dealer fees and accessories, this stuff added on, but then you have freight delivery charges, okay? That's actually added into the MSRP, so we'll leave that out. But, you know, you have the dealer fees down here, okay? And this, now, although it lists the fees, you're going to have some other things when you get to the dealership. You could have addendums. You could say they could say that car was sold. I mean, I'm not throwing necessarily dealers under the bus as being like dishonest or anything, but these are just stories. These are things that are out there, so you can read them. There's no reason for me not to tell you about them. These are the things that do happen. So the true price includes a lot of this stuff. Now, if you go to you see 73067, let's go down here. 73242. Okay, so I guess technically you'd say without listing the fees, it's 7306. Now, does Edmunds say that they list those fees? No, and they probably aren't. Okay, if they don't say that, then they aren't. I didn't see them on there. And as a matter of fact, most of the time, whenever you see listings, whenever you see anything anywhere, you're going to see a lot of doesn't include this, doesn't include that, doesn't include this. And another good thing for you to look at is this right here. Okay, this is just a regular car listing on a dealership. Okay, this is going to happen all the time. And this is somewhat the same vehicle. It's not the exact same vehicle, but it's somewhat the same vehicle, right? It's MSRP 79. And look at the price, 69,000. We're like, wait a second, I got Edmunds, right? It's 73. I got Truecar at 74, and the dealer all by their lonesome is charging me less. Well, no, not really. Okay, so what's happening here is these, when you get the Edmunds and you get the Truecar, okay, these are prices based on what people are paying, okay, and in large part, they're not based on all these people who are coming in and negotiating better or worse than other people. In large part, what those are certain people that are qualifying for more incentives. Certain people are qualifying for less incentives or fewer incentives and rebates, okay? So that's where those averages generally are coming from, especially when you get a Truecar, because what Truecar is trying to do when they throw out these prices at you, they're giving you the average of what people are kind of paying based on what they're qualifying for. Remember, because they're not negotiating the price. So they're just trying to figure out in your area, the people who are buying this car, based on what you've given us, this is probably what you're going to qualify for. You could go in there and you could qualify for much less. And these are the kind of people, you'll see these reviews for Truecar Online. Oh, it was amazing. I went in there and I actually got a lower price. Yeah, you got a lower price because you qualified for things that the dealer doesn't pay out of their pocket. That's the manufacturer's going to cut a check for that to the dealer. It's not, they're not losing any money by giving that to you. So that's something you would have qualified for anyway. Okay, so what happens here when you're looking at this price is they're basically just adding in every incentive and every rebate for their advertising. Right? This is advertising. They're adding in every incentive and every rebate that you could possibly qualify for to get you down to that price. Okay, you see that price, you see Edmunds and Truecar, and you say, I'm just walking into that dealership. I'm not taking anybody's certificate. They're going to beat it. And that's when you go in there and you find out, okay, it does not include additional fees, cost of closing, government fees and taxes, finance charges, dealer documentation fees, emission testing fees, and other fees. Okay, these are why you always need to read the disclosures. Whenever you see a price that appears too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Sorry, it's probably too good to be true, and it's just advertising. But listen, that's any business. That's not just cars. That's anything you buy. That's supplements. That's, milk at the grocery store when you see a commercial. I mean, it's anything. There's always advertising. You have to understand that. So let's not demonize the dealerships or the automotive industry. Now, if you take a Truecar certificate and, you go into a dealership and they, are always telling people, oh, that car was just sold. Okay, now that's being dishonest. But let's not pretend that, getting the price on a vehicle, them just saying, oh, we're going to assume for the benefit of lowering our price that you qualify for more rebates and incentives. That's not that big of a deal. Okay, don't focus on that. That's just business. That is strictly just business. Okay. And if they don't do it, everyone else does it, then guess what? You're going to look right by their ads because their prices are going to be higher. And nobody thinks about that. They just see the price is high and they don't, I have to negotiate it down. So being honest isn't going to pay off for them. All right. Now going back to this, like I said, you're going to see here, these things are listed. This is something Truecar does for you, but this isn't, again, expect more when you go in there, and especially when you get into the finance office. There could be an addendum in there. I'm not sure when I go down here. And of course, again, you see, bam. I mean, these are These are disclosures here. I'm not exactly sure. Let's just look here real quick. Yeah, this incentive may not give you out of the following incentive. So total dealer fees, your true price. I don't necessarily see anything in here. And they may not have to list it specifically. You know, when it comes to the incentives, it's just about a little bit of CYA, right? Just so when they go in there and they take something out and they say, oh yeah, on this particular vehicle, you know, we added this, this, and this on at the dealership when we got it in, and now you have to pay for those things. Okay. That again, remember, we're going back to how dealers make profit today and why the Truecar system kind of, you know, doesn't really help you all that much as you probably think it does. You know, a dealership might charge you, you know, $500 or something for tint when it only costs them $25 to put on or $50 to put on or something. You know what I mean? Just even just the labor in it is probably the biggest expense for them. And now they're going to charge you $500. So now they probably clear $400 to $350 or something, getting you to pay for tint that you didn't even want installed. Now you actually might have wanted installed, but they just kind of locked that in as saying, oh, you like it? It looks good on the car. It came with the car. You have to pay for it now. Okay. That's actually between you. That's probably another video when you get into negotiating, but if anything like that ever happens to you, you don't actually have to pay for it. You can work that out. Okay. But that'll be a topic for another day. So when it comes to Truecar or anything, I hope I've answered everyone's question. Okay. Just looking over a couple of notes here real quick, just to make sure I got everything. Yeah, no, we're covering this, we're covering that. Okay, and like I said, you guys know I don't do a lot of editing. I'm just kind of talking to you right here and kind of going through this with you guys. But that's pretty much it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Instead of me trying to delay on and look through all these notes, if you guys have any questions, okay, you have any comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably going to be something in the comment section below there. You can leave a comment or a question, or if you're watching this on the Auto Hitch blog, all right, this is actually going to have its own article. You can leave something in the comment section there, because when you hit play on the video, it'll just play. So you can leave your questions in the comment section below on the Auto Hitch blog. Okay, and what's going to happen is I'm actually going to get those. I get those notifications myself. We have two other people at the company. One is my wife, who was actually partially the inspiration for AutoHitch.com, and the other one is Richard, someone who I've worked with in business for many years. And but I try to do these. I try to be the content creator, the one who's really diving into all the research and all the numbers and everything like that. So I actually get these alerts, and I'm going to answer these questions personally for you. Now, sometimes I'll be able to get to them immediately. I'll just be sitting at the computer, it'll go ping, and I'll be able to get right on it for you. Sometimes it might take me a couple hours. Okay. Actually, this weekend I was on vacation, first kids trip to Disney, and I was still able to get on the laptop later that night and answer somebody's question about a Carfax, okay? Which is something else I can do. I can get you some information on your vehicle history at no charge. I can tell you what to expect for your vehicle as a trade-in, okay? Because I have access to auction data, so I can do that too. So there's a lot of stuff I can do to help you guys out, but I need you to ask those questions in the comment sections, either on YouTube or on AutoHitch.com. So again, if you have any additional questions, anything we've missed, go ahead and put that out there. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope I was able to help you kind of decide if you were going to use Truecar or not use Truecar. Just in closing, I would say, if you want my personal opinion, I would say it's a good place to start. If you haven't done anything in cars, you don't buy cars that often, you're kind of a rookie to everything, get that Truecar certificate. It's free. You know, if you don't want any dealers to call you, you can input a fake phone number. You can get a burner phone number off a burner app or something. You don't have to go out and get a burner phone. You can just get an app that gives you a number you can use. You can create a Gmail or something. Okay, so you're not bothered by that, and you'll get that Truecar pricing, which is then gives you an idea where you're at on Invoice, and then that's kind of a starting point to say, okay, how much further do I really want to take this? Do I want to really grind this out, or do I just want to get a little bit better than this because I think I deserve it? Okay. But either way, that's probably the best bet. That's what I would say. Just use it as your starting point. All right. Outside of that, again, I hope I was able to answer questions for you guys. If I haven't, you know what to do. And until next video, happy car hunting, and I hope you guys have a great car buying experience.